This is a tutorial on the app Notability. This will be our note-taking app that you're going to use in algebra. You can also use it in your other classes if you'd like. The icon looks like this. And when you go into Notability, what you're going to see on the right is the list of all of your notes. And over on the left is your organization system. So let's start over here on the organization system. Now, depending on what you're going to take notes on, I have different things here, but probably you're just going to have school notes. And so what I think might be the best way to organize that, you have two options. You can create a category or a subject. So start off with a category and make that, actually it seems kind of weird, but make that be your subjects. So I'm going to create a category, Algebra 1B. And then what that does is it kind of creates a little file folder here. And then in my Algebra 1B, I'm going to create a subject, but what I'm actually going to call it is Chapter 1. And that opens up kind of inside of that Algebra 1B. And so you might have other folders for biology or English or whatever else that you might choose to use. Notice here that the Chapter 1 is kind of highlighted. That means over here on the right, I'm looking at all of the all of the notes that are in Chapter 1. And I don't have any yet because I just created it. So let's go ahead and create a note for Chapter 1. We're actually not going to do notes from scratch. We might once in a while, but just like if you were in class, we might create a note sheet for you. We're going to do the same thing, only it's going to be a digital one. To get that digital note sheet, I'm going to go over here, right here. This kind of has the arrows and you're bringing something into your notes. So you click that and you can import from different places. You're going to import from your Dropbox account and it's going to open up all of your folders and you're going to choose Algebra 1B, Chapter 1. Oh, here are the distributive property notes that we want and you'll import those in. You can put those into an existing note, but we're going to create a new note and we just want it to go at the beginning and then it imports it in and here we have our distributive notes. Let's go ahead and start writing on our notes. The first thing I want you to notice is this down here, your options. One of the downsides of having a touch screen is that every time your hand touches it, it wants to move or write, and so that's kind of a problem. So you have two options. Right here is what they call the palm rest. Well, is it going to work for me? Oh, it actually kind of, if you adjust that size, it doesn't want to work very good, but there it is. Sorry, I don't know why that was working weird. All right, so you can drag that up and make a palm rest as big as you want, and then you can write up here. That is a little bit temperamental, I've found, and I really prefer this option right here anyway. So what this one is more of a magnifying glass, and if you look up here it creates kind of this box, and this box you can change its size and you can drag it around, and what it does is it kind of magnifies a certain area and you can write in it down here kind of nice and big, but it stays small and concise and neat up here in your notes. So on this one, these are words to know, so we're putting in a definition of a coefficient. So if you look across here, you have some options. Right here is your pen. If you long press it, you can change the color or the size of the writing. This one right here is your highlighter, so you can highlight something if you'd like. This is your eraser. It's nice. You just have a quick tap and it erases whatever you want. There's your undo. I'll talk about the little scissors cut in a minute. Let's go ahead and take it back to the pencil and let's write the definition of a coefficient. And so that is a number. And notice here that as I write this R, it stretches into that green area and it automatically knows that I'm running out of room. So it slides over and then you can kind of keep writing. And then right there it noticed it, and so it keeps sliding and so forth. You have options here that you can just automatically shift it over a little bit if you'd like. You can hit this one and it returns down to the next line. Those are all options. I think that's kind of it for this down here. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but really not too much. I played with it kind of like one day I was taking notes and pretty quickly had it figured out. I think you'll get used to it and you'll like it. When I'm done, I can just close it up and I have my regular notes here. Let's look at our options across the top. Right here you have those same options. You do have a T for text where I can click and create a text box of some sort, and I can type in whatever I want here. Oops. Hit return, it goes down, that kind of stuff. Click out here. I can hide my keyboard, and what that does is just create text. Now, of course, that wasn't really where I wanted to put that, and really we're probably going to be doing more handwriting stuff anyway, so let's talk about the handwriting. Across the top, again, those same tools. Let's talk about that cut. That cut, you can select something that you've put into your notes and say, that's not where I meant to put that. I wanted it actually down here. So that's nice. You can actually get rid of it entirely if you want and it doesn't belong there. You can do that with this. Actually, that really only works great with your handwritten stuff. The text, it doesn't do that as well. All right, let's keep going. The microphone, you can record audio of you talking as you're doing your notes or as the teacher talks. We probably won't do that. It'll get a large file size. Let's go ahead and do this plus sign. Here are some other things that you can add into your notes. You can put a photo or sticky notes. You can take a picture. You can put shapes in, whatever you want. All right, go over here to your utilities. Here, the thing that you got a help menu, but the paper might be something you change. Maybe you want notes that are pink polka dots, or you could have graph paper, different types of things. And then this one here shows you, this is the last one, shows all the notes that you have. And the notes that we imported were 2 pages worth of notes. You can add more notes or you can delete pages if you want. You can also bookmark them or put sticky notes in there. This is a search tool that you can search. It doesn't search your handwriting, but it would search any text that you have in your notes. So if you're searching for something specific in your notes, that might be a tool that you could use. All right, and that's kind of it across the top. If you go back over here, I kind of skipped over, that's just an undo button. And then this one, notice this is the arrow coming out of your notes. This is if you wanted to share your notes with someone. Maybe your friend was sick and missed class and they want the notes from yesterday. Well, if you click that, you can export those notes a variety of ways. Maybe email might be the quickest way, and you can email your notes to her or him. All right, and then this takes you back to your bookshelf. And this is back to, oh, okay, there's your note that you just created in your chapter 1. This is your organization system again. You don't really ever have to save those notes. They're going to stay there until, you do something with them. There's no saving. If you do want to get rid of something, you really just do it. You don't really see this anywhere, but if you do a left slide, it opens up that delete button and you can delete those notes if you want. All right, that's your quickie tutorial on the Notability app. Have fun with that. Use that in your other classes if you want.